Well, hi everybody. Today I have the pleasure of my granddaughter's company, even though she's not feeling pleasurable herself. I had to pick her up from school today. She's not feeling very well, but what happens when you come to Nan's?
There's a lot. I don't know.
It makes you laugh.
Yeah.
And so even if she's feeling crappy, I get her smiling and I get her laughing and just take her mind off the fact that she doesn't feel too well, and buy a few little treats to make her feel a little bit better along the way. And her mum will be over a bit later to pick her up. But she noticed that Lily was wanting out, and I said, well, you can open the door and you can let her out, Shana.
Okay.
Alright, so will be interesting. Just got to turn it down and then slide. It's a bit of a dicky one there. But Lily will go, hang on, is that my mum? Like, that's not my mum. Just slide it open, hun, all the way. And she'll do her thing. Are you going to say hello to Rishana? Or are you just going to go around and be a snobby snob for her?
Where are you going?
And just pick her up, bring her over a little bit. There you go. Hey Lily, you got a visitor. You got a visitor. You're right, eh? Well, that's nice. Thanks, Shana, for opening the door, but I'm just going to go and do my little thing, and we all know what that is, though. I do have to say to you all, this last week, Lily is not keen to go to. I'm going to actually bring her over, guys. She's probably thinking, hang on a minute, Mum isn't, and then of course, you know, the camera's going, guys. And what does that mean? That always means that my dog is going to have a bark. He just can't help himself. And it wouldn't be my videos unless my dog barked, of course. But Lily still, guys, is not going very far. Lily has been staying close, and even though I'm reassuring her that I am feeling way better than I have, she's not been going to the hangout spot. Yesterday she spent the whole time literally curled up on that couch with her head around and sitting pretty much there. But today, well, maybe she's now going, yep, you are better. Maybe you've got Shana here today. I don't need to be taking care of you. We'll see how she goes. But also today I wanted to discuss a little bit about, as I climb up, stand up, the hangout spots. She likes having a tail rubbed from underneath Shana, and she'll hold it up there. She does that to me all the time, my Lily. But the hangout spot, and I got asked by Monique, are you going to keep going? Well, I think she's waiting for a bit more of a tail rub, Shan. She's kind of just stopped. And there she goes. Yeah, Monique asked me, how did you put your hangout areas together? And originally, Monique and everybody who may be interested to know, I had this divider which is made of like steel itself, so it's really heavy and really solid. And I was sitting there, I had it in the corner, just to block off the corner, and I thought to myself, what a waste. Really, it's not purposeful. And actually I fib, because originally I didn't have it in the corner. I had it where Jessie's enclosure is, and I used it as a divider between that dining room lounge to this particular room. And that got me to thinking, hang on, after I moved Lily's enclosure away and whatever, I thought I can put it in the corner and be able to surely make something for my snakes. So I had only originally, because remembering Lily was much smaller. So actually, when I think about it, this has been up here for quite some time. I have no sense of time. I am terrible at remembering how old my snakes are, how long I've had this one. I used to be brilliant at it, but not so much anymore. Maybe it's just not really overly important to me, because I don't base things on, especially with my snakes, numbers and weight and lengths, and I envision what I see as being more important than numbers I've written in a book actually. But I originally just put these logs up there, so I knew that there was sort of some type of shelving going on up there, and I've layered them and crisscrossed them, as you'll see, so that I knew they had the availability to settle on them and actually go to sleep. And I had this hammock thing, which is made out of bamboo from my garden, that I joined together and use string to bind it and to make a shelf. And that was originally in Lily's enclosure for her, and she spent a lot of time sleeping on that. And that was in like a mayor's enclosure, because that's where Lily was for a while. So I thought, well, I can take that out and utilize that as a way of them climbing, from there to at least get up to there. It would just mean me having to put them on the hammock area. And I just bought a rat, on the other side is fur, and I think this was like $14 or something. And because the bamboo and the string cost me virtually, well, the bamboo was free. So I thought, well, that's a great little shelf. So they've got two areas. They've got the higher point and the lower point. And then I went out and I bought some bamboo poles, and I happened to see them in a shop, and I thought I can use them, absolutely use them. So I bought some, and of course I cut them down, and all I've done really with that is I've used cable ties to secure them so that they don't fall, but I've been able to push them through gaps. But I don't have a guy here that can do this and do that for me, but you could actually attach them to the wall and make them quite secure in the corner section. You don't need this at all. You can put a shelf, run, oh sorry, it's gone blurry there. Come on camera. focus back in on Lily for me, please. I'm not even in Zoom. You don't even need to. You didn't whack me and I said but you don't really need this particular thing. You could just layer 1, 2, 3 shelves with a fairly good width on them so that they can climb up from one to the next and up and actually get up to this top section where they can lay. They could even, if your shelves were wide enough, be okay for them. I really don't want Lily going there because of the simple fact that my cat is there. So, yeah, good girl. She's going to turn around and she's going to go there, I hope, and actually lay down. So then I decided, well, you know, they need access to get, even though my big snakes are big enough to do that, to actually extend themselves up to get up to these bamboo poles, to give the little ones the availability to crawl from the enclosure to these sticks and up. So it's really accessible for my snakes to be able to get to the hangout spot. So it's basically made with bamboo poles and cable ties. Pretty much that is how I've connected it all. I could do it so differently, just have the poles into the walls and so on. I don't have the tools and I don't myself feel I could do that. I probably could if I really wanted to, but this works. And then of course I've just added some vines and plants and stuff just to give it that look. I don't think the snakes care one way or the other what it looks like, so long as it's practical for them to climb on and use. Of course the little ones will hide themselves behind the plants there and look at me. Pretty much Lily is coming up through them too, so you know, even she utilizes them to some degree. And okay, that area was fantastic and great, and you know, my big guys use it all the time, but I also, for little Apani especially, I wanted something for her. As yet I don't let her go on there, and do you know why? At this particular point, because she can fit down these holes, and I could plug them up, but she doesn't need to really go there because she can go on the one that I use on the floor and do her climbing. She's going to get to this big one as well, but this is much smaller, just a smaller version of the bigger area there, and that's the same thing. And what I bought for the base was a bath. I don't know what you would call it. You just put them on the bottom of your bath or your shower to stand on. And yeah, I saw that and thought I can use that. And that way it gave me a base to stick my bamboo poles in, so that, you know, they can't move, guys. Then of course, again, cable ties. And I did actually use vine on this one just to give Maya some climb, you know, something to grip onto. Found branches and just connected them up with cable ties and just tied them on. And these hooks don't really do much, but just sort of hold them there a little bit better, because I have, as you'll see, bamboo poles down here. I bought some extra loops, and you'll see this particular one, which they're triangles, and I thought, well, I can tie them onto there as well, which just gives them even more climbing area and places to rest on and so forth. So really, even though some of these cable ties, you know, I go through every now and again, and I just give them a good tighten up and keep them nice and secure for the snake. Make sure everything is still nice and secure, because my bigger snakes climb on here too at times and enjoy it. And I found these shelves for $4. So I don't want to say and stuff, I'm trying to avoid it. So everything needs a wipe down, guys, and I do that regularly. I just get the F10, or I give them a wipe, and then I spray it all down with F10 and let it all dry. So I just put a couple of shelves here, just gives them the little ones I'm talking about, they love to utilize these to get up as well. So that is how I pretty much just, it's like a puzzle. Yep, that stick can go there, that branch can go there. Yep, I'll tie it here, it needs to be tied somewhere else, and so on. And you just keep going, and then eventually it's just there, and you think, yeah, the snakes will like it. Then of course I found this great big branch, but prior to getting that big branch, I found this bird rope, which is just all squares, and it's all, you know, like a mat but in squares with rope. That's the only way I can explain it. Somebody else might be able to word it better than me. And that was for a bird enclosure, you know, aviary, to hang off the roof for the birds to go and sit on. So I thought, hey, that would be perfect for my snakes as well. So that got me thinking of extending out and putting this up. And all that was getting screws that, you know, I don't even know what they're called. You guys out there will know what they are. I know what they are when I see them. But you put them in, and then they've got the pop outs on either side so that they're secure into the roof. So I grabbed those. Of course I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 connected to the ceiling, as you can see. And I just bought string and, you know, used 3 or 2 whatever, and, you know, I was going to plait them on or whatever, but I just twisted them, hooked them up, of course tied them to the sticks and so forth, put some plants on it, ran the bamboo running up so they could get to here. And that's all I originally had. And then I found this great big stick, and I still had some more bamboo poles, so I decided to extend and run that all along. And all that is again making it secure. So I use cable tie here to make sure that this was connected to the roof part, so it isn't going to fall to the ground. It's all secure all the way along, secured to this particular climbing area. Cable ties again, just to put some leaves on it, and that is how a lot of my snakes go back and forwards now. Lily and Jack will use it. Lily has kind of gone back to utilizing the top of my enclosure to get, or her enclosure, to get from one side to the other. You know, it's been her routine. But if she happens to go up here, rather than coming back down, she'll go across. So bamboo, branches, artificial vines, cable ties, string. The extras basically are the artificial vines, of course these rings that are all in the bird section of some pet shop that you might been? I don't know, but, and also this particular thing. But go have a look in the bird section. You'd be quite surprised at what they've got. The little ladder that I'll show you, that is actually in Amaya's, as you can see, which she is on, is also from the bird section at the pet shop. And I saw that and went, wow, I can use that. And all I did was use the suction cups and the leather that comes with the hammocks, because I had some spare ones sitting there. And yeah, as you can see, Amaya uses it quite often. So guys, it's a fairly long video, but Monique, I hope this has helped you to see, you know, it's just wood, branches, bamboo poles, cable ties, some screw hooks, and that's pretty much it, and your imagination. If a snake can climb it and it's secure, that's what you want. And snakes love to climb. Most of them like to climb. So I hope it's helped some people out there that really want to give their snakes this available in their life. I certainly know Tessa loves it. I haven't got any video of her up on there, but I will get some for you to see her exploring, because she loves it too. And of course Lily, who is going to, I think, settle up here today. So you all take care of yourself, your family, your friends, and of course your snakes. Ciao.